Welcome to another daily dose of the Wagner Wire. It is April 21st, 2020. I seriously doubt anybody's going to forget this year. It is Tuesday. I missed you guys yesterday. Started a brand new week, but on Sunday, man, we got blessed. We got treated with a little bit of some hoops, a little bit of hoops history, right? We had The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, the whole documentary. It's a 10-part series. It's going to be on ESPN. We had episodes 1 and 2 air on ESPN this past Sunday. I don't know what you guys thought. I'm sure you guys loved it. I loved it. Uh, first off, I was really shocked when it took us a little bit behind the scenes with some of Jordan's post commentary or post game press conferences. Like me being a young, I guess fourth grade is when I really, I guess third grade really is when I got into basketball, but fourth grade is when I really started remembering Michael or just had a notion, a vivid memory of Michael Jordan. I remember playing on the Trailblazers in PVYA basketball, and we were blue, but I remember always wanting to wear red because of Michael Jordan and wanting to have 23, but the numbers didn't go that high or whatever. In fourth grade, Michael Jordan, I think he was everybody in the league's favorite player, with the exception of maybe one or two. But yeah, Michael Jordan came on the scene, and these episodes were great, and I think what really I enjoyed seeing the most was seeing just how humble, I guess, Jordan was for the first time. I mean, I've always remembered Jordan never really acquiescing, never being that braggadocious, but I mean, always saying, of course, proclaiming that he's the best, but he's never had to rightfully say that, come out and say that. We've always proclaimed him as the GOAT. He's never really came out and had to say that he's the GOAT. Now, there's been rumors that he's walked into a room where Magic and Larry were in, and he said, "Hey, there's a new sheriff in town." You know what I mean? I mean, you've seen those, old cuts and documentaries and stuff like that. But I thought it was tremendous. But again, to take you back to some of the post-game press conferences, I didn't realize that there was that much animosity and friction between the front office and the players. I didn't realize that essentially the fallout for the greatest team assembled was because of the front office. I just thought maybe it's because I was too young at the time to understand contract situations and player contract situations. But to me, I just, I didn't understand why the team disassembled, and it was really good to get a little bit of a glimpse behind the scenes. And then I guess when I got into high school, I started to understand a little bit about how the business operates within the NBA and just professional sports. But again, I just thought it was, very refreshing, a moment in history, a great teaching lesson. It sparked a lot of conversations with me and my friends, and we're all tremendous competitors, right? Like we love winning, we love it, we love it, we love it, we love it. But I think what separates the ones at the top of the pantheon, they don't really get the thrill of winning. It's the fact that they just hate losing. You know what I mean? And I don't think any of us are good losers. I mean, if you're a good loser, I don't know. I question you, because I don't think it's in our right nature to accept losing. I think we're supposed to be number one, or at least, that's what we strive to be. And you can definitely see that with Jordan, right? I mean, talking about how he was getting in fights with his brother Larry, because if you beat Larry, Larry was going to fight you. And I remember hearing, old stories about how, Jordan's brother was always better, and then finally Jordan, one time beat him in the backyard or whatever, and then that was it. Jordan became really good. It was also, refreshing to be able to show my son that the greatest player ever, or the person that we consider to be the greatest player to ever hoop, got cut in his 10th grade season. Didn't make the varsity team in his 10th grade, in his sophomore year. And his mom told him, work harder at it. I suggest to you, son, go forth and work harder at it. And then if this is what you aspire to be, don't give up. Continue to grind every day, day in and day out. And she even said the ball never left his hand. And I think that really it resonated a little bit with Reed, with my son, when he was watching. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're 12, but my kid's 12, but still, it's really good to instill that drive, that competitiveness, because I don't, and maybe this is a little bit arrogant to think this, but I don't know if most kids in his generation have that level of competitiveness, or maybe drive that my generation did, or generations before them. I think a lot of kids these days are very fast to accept second place. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, we were able to experience a great story about probably the greatest guy to ever play this game. But it also sparked some crazy ass questions, right? Like hypotheticals people were reaching for. Where does this mount up to LeBron? Is LeBron and Jordan, is that conversation still going on? First off, let's just break this down. And I don't want to confuse anybody with my answer to Jordan versus LeBron. The conversation shouldn't even be happening because they're two different players. They're two different positions. All right, Jordan played shooting guard for most of his career except for when he went to the Wizards, when he played small forward. He doesn't have the body frame, the body stature as LeBron James. Nobody does. Hell, the guy's a freak, right? I mean, he could. God, he looks like Megatron out there. He could dominate in NFL football. And to LeBron's credit, this isn't saying that LeBron's better than Michael Jordan. If I was to build a franchise around one player, it would be LeBron James. Why? He can play the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. He is that big and he's that physically gifted with speed. He's got decent enough handles to be out there on the perimeter as well. He plays the point forward. You've seen him he's got vision to be a good distributor as well with the ball. The dude can do it all, right? He reminds me more of Magic Johnson in that comp. You want to give him a comp, don't compare him to Michael Jordan. Sure, Kobe was Michael Jordan. All right, Kobe was Michael Jordan. If there's any hypothetical that you guys want to reach for, you need to reach for this hypothetical right here. Len Bias, all right? I've been having this conversation with a few of my friends, too. It would have been so great to see these two just duke it out, all right? No pun intended, Duke not being in that damn picture because that's Maryland Terrapin and that's a North Carolina Tar Heel. But I also see some you see Len Bias rocking the Nikes there and not Jordan. Maybe there's a little bit to go there with that. We'll have to look into that just a little bit. I'm big on signs and everything. So, okay. Len Bias and Michael Jordan, this would have been one hell of a competition to watch growing up in the 80s and 90s. One, it would have reshifted the landscape of the NBA. You probably wouldn't have had the Bulls playing the Detroit Bad Boys all the time, right, in the conference finals or the conference semifinals. You might have had a better reign of NBA championships with the Celtics. I mean, my God, Boston's dominance could have even gone on even further in the 80s and early 90s. This dude, okay, and my boy Brian Fitzgerald brings up a great point too. Reggie Lewis wouldn't have been drafted the next round either, or the next year either. So the Celtics had a bad run of luck there with Len Bias and then Lewis. So just a lot to think about, man. And again, it stemmed from a hypothetical of LeBron James versus Jordan. I think we need to get off that because it's never going to happen. This is a hypothetical that could have happened. This is a real hypothetical. All right? Not is Jordan, greater than LeBron or is LeBron greater than Jordan. One, I think the great ones are unique for a reason, right? And I don't remember Jordan ever self-proclaiming himself as the greatest. We've established that name for him. I also think that LeBron James's legacy is solidified. I think, what he has been able to do over, 17 years, almost 20 years stretch in the NBA is win. Now, look, people can say that it's soft that he went to Miami or whatever and had to, build a super team around him. Jordan had a super team around him too, and a lot of people make a great point that Jordan's wins in the NBA Finals weren't that significant. I mean, they beat the Jazz, they beat Portland with Clyde. I mean, they did had Clive Drexler. They had Jerome Kersey and Cliff Robinson. I think they also had a little bit of Terry Porter as well, some TP. But they also, played some tough Eastern Conference players too. I mean, the Detroit Bad Boys were still pretty tough in Jordan's rise, and then having to deal with the Knicks. I think the Knicks rivalry back in the day was pretty deep. I mean, Ewing's no Olajuwon, that's for sure, but I mean, Ewing and Starks, that combo, you still had Oakley there. Oakley was a bad boy. I mean, he was always bringing pain. So, again, there was some pretty good feuds, pretty good rivalries. The Pacers with Reggie Miller, that was a decent rivalry as well. But Jordan had some competition. But LeBron, I mean, the game is different. I mean, there is some serious competition in the game today. And, again, with no, hand checking on the perimeter, man, it's hard to say, what we can do. Imagine being able to hold Giannis or LeBron with your arm or your forearm back in the 80s or something. That's another thing to compare it to. So again, you're taking hypotheticals that I don't really think match up. And Kevin Dunn makes a great point too. It's kind of like lazy radio. Let's break down the real competition and real thing at hand. All these guys are great. They do what they do. The real conversation is, I would build a franchise around LeBron James. Last second shot, it's going to Michael. I'm sorry, and LeBron don't have a problem acquiescing and giving it to Mike. Just a thought. Crazy ass news happened today. All right, just when we are dying for some reality TV to hit, or just something to really get juicy with, boom, Gronkowski. Gronk is coming back. All right, so 2 years ago, in 2018, the Patriots were going to ship off Gronkowski. And remember that whole deal with Brady's my quarterback. Brady's my quarterback. There's nobody but Tom. Apparently so. Apparently it forced Gronkowski into retirement, because a tweet from Schefter says that there was an apparent deal in place, and then because Gronkowski didn't like the terms, it kind of forced him into retirement. And we also remember the videos, right, of Gronkowski addressing his fans. Almost coming to tears, very emotional, saying, "Guys, I was so depressed. I was in a bad state. My body was in physical pain. I didn't know if I really wanted to be where I wanted to be and doing what I wanted to do." Maybe that was also coming from an effect of not being able to play with one of his best friends. I mean, he proclaims that Tom Brady is his best friend. I think you see the mutual respect between both of them. I mean, you've seen them both, with that "we ain't." Go that meme, go in nowhere. Yeah, I'm not gonna sing it. I wish I could have the audio with me, but again, you've seen how good the rapport is and how good the friendship is between these two. That probably busted Rob Gronkowski up. And people, moving down the damn block is tough. Leaving everything that you've known, especially in your professional career, that's got to be even more tough. And there's a lot of loyalty there with friendships. And Gronkowski, from what I hear, is a loyal dude. It's enough to make you drive into retirement, because coming back now with, barring a physical, and the physical has been reached, or the physical has been passed, now Tampa Bay receives Gronkowski and a 7th rounder in exchange for a 4th round pick. So the Patriots will get the 4th round pick, but Gronk is going to Tampa Bay. Maybe this 2-year experiment's going to be more than just, 2 years. Maybe it's going to actually happen in 1 year. We don't know, but anyways, this is what happened. So now here's the details of the trade. Didn't want to do this. Didn't want to have to put my glasses on, but things were a little blurry. Okay, so again, in 2018, little terms of the trade, the Lions were supposed to receive Gronkowski and a 2nd round pick, the 43rd pick of that draft. And in return, the Patriots would receive the 1st round pick, the 20th of that overall draft, and then a 2nd round pick, the number 50 or the 51st overall trade. All right, now in 2020, it looks like the Patriots aren't going to get that better of an ROI, right? Looks like they kind of missed out on that one again. They're kind of like getting burned with the whole Jimmy GQ. Maybe they're getting burned with a little Rob Gronkowski as well. All right, so again, This setup obviously brought to you by Tom McKay and Audiovisual Consultations, 255-8678, the best in the business, setting the standard in audiovisual automations for 31 years in the Austin, Central Texas area. Give them a call at 512-255-8678 or go to the website at avconsultations.com. I hope you enjoyed this dose or the dose of the Wagner Wire, your daily dose of the Wagner Wire. We'll have more NFL draft talk probably tomorrow. Justin Herbert apparently is linked to the Giants again. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me if the Giants take Justin Herbert at 4. I have no faith in that organization anymore. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Smash the follow button. See you guys tomorrow. Until next time, enjoy the ride.